how did they come into the picture, and when did they start recruiting you?
They've got a really good swim team, so like immediately they were on my radar, and then I took a look a little bit deeper, and they've got really good academics. Their liberal arts program is really good. So that was definitely, I definitely looked even a little bit closer, and they got a brand new pool. I really liked the coaches. As soon as I met them, I liked them. Coach Mark Long is fantastic. He actually swam at Iowa and was a fantastic swimmer himself. So, it just all worked together, I guess.
For you, what did it come down to? Was there a final list of schools, or?
I had a couple other visits planned, and as soon as I visited Iowa, it just felt right. I was on the campus, I was with a team, and it just all felt right. So I canceled my other visits.
Was that the first school you visited?
Yeah, it was the first school.
So obviously you fell in love with everything, and you just knew it was going to be a good fit.
Yeah. We toured the campus. I stayed with the swimmers, and it just felt right. So.
And then you said possibly history you plan to study.
Yeah.
What's been the biggest inspiration in your swimming career?
Definitely Lindsay Nichols. She was my first coach when I was a kid, and she stuck with me. I was really small, and that really hindered my swimming when I was 5 feet tall coming into high school. So my first year really in high school really wasn't very impressive. But Lynn stuck with me, and she told me that if I just kept working on technique and kept putting in the hours in the pool, that the times would drop, and as soon as I grew, I started seeing that started paying off, and I wish she could be here today.
How tall are you now?
I'm 6 feet. I'm 6'1".
What did you swim? For a particular club?
Yeah, that was at it merged into the YMCA of Dane County, but back then it used to be Madison East YMCA. So.
Okay. You've been part of the revitalization of the program. At one point, there were 6 swimmers started out a few years ago.
Yeah.
And what was it like to have 2 back-to-back top 3 finishes? Second a year ago at state, and third this year.
It was fantastic just to be a part of that. My 8th grade year was probably one of the all-time lows for the team. They had some really good swimmers, but they were just coming in as freshmen, just getting used to it. And then, my freshman year, we started building up, and we were in the double digits of the team, for team numbers, and that was huge just in itself. And, my sophomore year, we really started. That's when we were really wow, we can do this. We're actually pretty good. And then that got our hopes up for my junior year, and what ended up being a fantastic year for the whole program. So.
In another given year, you might have been the area swimmer of the year, but there's some pretty good competition. Who inspired you most? The other teams in the area, the other swimmers in the area.
Who spurred me to compete? Oh wow, probably my junior year, Colin Morgan. He's a fantastic swimmer, a really cool guy too. We went back and forth, we kept swimming the 100 freestyle against each other, and we'd always go back and forth. I think on the dual meet that year, that was the first time we raced. I knew he was going to be tough competition. I think he outtouched me by 100th of a second. And then we ended up tying, and then he beat me, and then I beat him at state. And it was just a fantastic run. He's a great guy, and it was just fun.
Most memorable teammate?
Oh wow, there are too many to pick. Jake McDade and Aaron Pomeroy were probably up there. They're definitely the leaders on the team. Aaron a little bit more was in the spotlight more as captain, but Jake definitely led in the pool. Just with that, he always wanted to win, and he competed to the very bitter end. And same with Aaron. It was just it was an honor to swim with him.
You won titles your junior year, 3 your senior year. A relay that was second. Does this now being able to sign to go to, D1 Iowa, first swimmer from here to go to Iowa? Is that kind of the icing on the cake of the senior year?
Definitely. It's a little bit stretch. I definitely won't go in as the fastest swimmer there. I'll have to work really hard. So, and that's what I'm looking for. So, I could have gone to D3 school and been top dog, but that's not what I wanted. I wanted to find an environment where I could maximize my potential, and Iowa was definitely that.
Going to be hard to swim against the Badgers?
Not as hard as I might have thought originally. I've got a lot of rivals there now, and a lot of guys I like too. So it'll be fun to still compete against them. I've been racing against them for 4 or 5 years now. So
to just take it to another level, right?
Exactly.
And I guess the state of swimming in the area, how would you assess it? Taking a look at the successful programs like McFarland, Winona Grove, Memorial, Middleton, West. I mean, just on and on.
I think it's great. The Madison area has always had really good swim teams. They've pumped out really good swimmers. I think it's just a fantastic feat to add Winona Grove to that list. So.
Nice to know too. You don't have to go halfway across the state to find good competition. It's in your own backyard.
Yeah, definitely. We all meet up and race each other, so it's good.
And I guess I'm going to talk about your high school coaches. Who coached you here?
Well, my first 3 years in high school, we had Roth and Joel as our coach, and that was phenomenal. Neither one of them really knew what to do. Like, they hadn't had as talented swimmers in the past, so they were learning just as at the same time we were, and that turned out to be great. By my junior year, they had everything down and they had everything mastered, and then there was a coaching change my senior year. We had Kelly from Illinois come in, and she knew she had a ton of coaching experience, and she knew everything that she was talking about, and that was great to have just to be refreshed with that. And then we had Matt Pearson as our assistant coach, and he swam his freshman year with the Badgers, so he was a fantastic swimmer himself. So we had that nice contrast there.
So all the different people have had an impact on you here.
Exactly.
And what do you remember most about Winona Grove? What kind of imprint will the school and community leave on you?
Oh wow, I guess the community. Winona Grove is a great environment to grow up in. I've always been supported in what I was doing, so that was huge. Even when the swim team was down to 6, the community never gave up on it, and we knew that we had some talent coming up, and so there was a pool built, and that almost didn't get passed, and thankfully it did. So we've got a pool which is huge. There's a lot of schools that don't even have that.
Well, congratulations again, and good luck in Iowa.
Thanks.